It's time once again for the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament. I kneel before you at the beginning of this here session video in a gesture of supplication. I have made a most grave error. I allowed Tice to attack, nay, I encouraged Tice to attack Fries at the end of last video. I'm thankful to my faulty self that I chose to do it at the end of the video, because that means there wasn't not a lot happened hinging on that. First thing this morning I woke up and I realized my blunder, and I vowed that today I would fix it. So I'm going to do that now, and I hope you can trust me going forth in the future. I will make more mistakes, so I promise you that. None of them are intentional. They're just, I'm a real person, so to speak. So let's go ahead and do it. She took this sword from Fries, which I think psychologically that's a lot to take from Fries. It didn't really, he didn't even have a turn since it got taken, but the fact that it was out of his possession for a short time, I think if I were a superstitious man, and I hope upon hope that Fries is not, I would definitely feel like that was a bad omen. Or maybe a good omen, because he has it back. Anyway, I was very tired last video. I'm even more tired today. The wind was something last night, and I didn't sleep very much. But I slept enough to feel capable of playing this game. So here we go. Real quick before I continue, instead of attacking Fries, Tice decided to just pick up all of these quests instead. It's easy. Curly's in der Anterwelt. I have to say the mood down here has become akin. I don't know what I can describe it to, but it's maybe, I don't know if you've ever walked on the edge of a cliff, or been at the top of a tall building or a bridge, and you've maybe had that thought, and it's not necessarily a depressed thought or a sad thought of just taking a step off and seeing what'll happen, what may or may not be on the other side. It has that feeling down here. Any one of them could just, light the fuse or push the button, and Curly is thinking about that right now, not really in maybe a conscious way, but he definitely has that running through his mind. He who is probably, despite his champion status, in one of the worst positions out of anyone. I mean, if he didn't have that already automatic nameless token, he would definitely be in last place at this point. However, since he is in der Unterwelt, he could get a pretty swift win of the game. Problem is he can't really go towards that until Weeder takes Hades to Hades, which is way over there, and Weeder's tied up with Scoot, so that might be a while. So he's going to hope no one notices him as he continues to try to test the mighty huntsman Orion in ranged combat. He got a 5. That is one shy of what he needs, so again he failed. If I were in Fry's shoes right now, I would seriously consider going into the underworld to just see if he could try his hand at success. I'm not in Fry's shoes though, and Fry's isn't even going to give it a second thought. He's going to stick with his plan 1, 2, 3 and head up here to this haunted path through the graveyard. He's looking for a dwarven ghost. And Scoots now, she kind of got the upper hand because Weeder failed in her last attack. So she took this Sense de Thanatos, from Weeder, which she figures if Weeder attacks her again, she'll take that first. And she is going right here to Criterion, where she is going to try and get the super magical weapon, which will do a couple of things. One, it will boost up her dueling capability by +1, because she can only use one weapon, so she'll use that instead of the Lyre of Orpheus. And the second thing it will do is it will allow her to challenge the Nameless with her magical ability. So here we go. I don't know how she's gonna fail it, but yeah, she gets it. So she gets the Goldener Stab, and she's got to decide what to drop in favor of this. She doesn't want to drop that. That's kind of her protection against Weeder, you know. And plus, you know, Curly could jump in and pick it up if she dropped it. She doesn't want to drop the shoes. She doesn't want to drop the lyre, and she doesn't want to drop her broom. But I think she will drop her broom. Reason why is the others can't pick it up unless they do a magic test, so it's the safest. So she's hoping she can accomplish her mission, then come back for her broom and Criterion, bolt on out of there, fly upwards to do one of her other two quests, either the Nameless quest or the Anti-Dragon quest. Freshly minted Red Tomato is now given another go at that Phoenix. It's a 5 or better. No, even worse, a 4 or better on 3 dice. That's kind of tough, but he's a patient man. Not really, but it's one of his main shots. That's not going to do it, though. He's going to have to try again another turn. And Weeder's going after Scoots. She's got the same number, 8. Oh no, a different number because of the Goldener Stab. So she has 8, 9, 10, but then she's going to be going up against 8, 9, 10, 12. So that'll be a -1. She's 9 or better. I guess it's the same number. Alright. And she got an... Oh no, she's only supposed to roll 2 dice, gosh. Alright, I caught it before it was too late, though. That was good. That was good. Little victories. Alright, 6. So she's going to... I think she's... Well, is she going to take it back? I don't think she is. I think she's going for the blood. Figures she can take it back off of her corpse. So Mooney just had his great success, if you recall from last video, got his magic skill up really high, and now he's stuck with the position of, or the quandary of what to do next. There's not a lot in his area that he can make use of. Then he has his quest to find the Eremite, which is L3 over here. So it might be in his best interest to go down that way. He would love to be over by the Phoenix right now, but that's a little too far off, and he can't get there. There's nothing over here that can let him jump across the map super fast. So the way I see it, he has essentially 2 options, right? He could go down and join the party in the underworld and hope that he doesn't die. He has a little bit more of an advantage there. He can initiate duels with anyone. He can't initiate duels with anybody in the overworld. And also, you know, he's not burdened by having to do a quest. He would just, you know, be able to face Orion, probably win before Curly could, and then have that weapon. But then he's in a, you know, it just seems like a dangerous situation, and really he's been happier since he left down there. I might have to roll a die on this one, though. His other option, we can talk this out, is to quest it up. He could do a quest up in Z. It's for fightiness, though, and that's not that attractive to him. He could head down here, then he'd be in the neighborhood of the Eremite, and there's lots of nice quests down here, and just kind of work himself up in the hopes that he'll be ready should someone else not be successful. And Half Pint's walking away from Red Tomato. She figures if she's going to win this, it's going to be a race, and she doesn't need to worry about picking off someone who is really a long ways from winning. He could take the dragon down, but he would have to go through the whole quest and then go back to the mountain, and she figures she can go after it then if need be, but by then I think she's thinking she'll have won the game, or something else will be decided. Now Curly would love to go in there and try to take out the herding Scoots. Scoots' one weakness, and I haven't talked enough about this, I don't know if I've talked about it at all, is her lack of health. She's got great mobility and great power, but she has only 2 life, and that's just the mage's problem in this game. The good thing about mages is that they specialize in this ability that has other uses. So there's the broom, and then there's the well, I guess the mice, not the mice, but the Mystic, and some other, I think there's some other areas too. Oh, this land portal up there that requires blue cubes to do well at. So they have that advantage, but the health is a problem. He would love to take advantage of it. I feel like he'd have a 7, and he'd be minusing 2 from that, I think. Well, she has 12, so that's a 5 difference. No, he'd be minusing 3. So he'd have to get a 4 or better. That might be worth it, but then he could get dusted as well. It's more likely he would lose out. And plus, even if he did take Scoots down, Weeder would be able to get him. So I think he's going to bide his time. That seems to be what he likes to do. Wait until the last moment and then have his revenge. So he's trying again against Orion. And he's failing again against Orion. And Scoots owes a lot, I believe, to the Gorgon. If the Gorgon hadn't bitten Weeder's foot, Scoots could be looking at possible defeat right now, but she can outrun Weeder pretty easily. Well, not super easily, but she's got 1 space on her, so she's going to take that lead and run up here, and we'll see what happens. Might be a game of tag down in the Antervelt. Red Tomato failed again. That's pretty sad. He doesn't have any money left to go to the herbalist to heal himself again. So, you know, he still has his armor, but that puts him in a rather vulnerable position. We'll see what the board state looks like by his next turn. Weeder gives chase to Scoots. It's pretty convenient the direction Scoots chose to go because it's right near Hades, where Weeder would like to go anyway. If Scoots continues on her current trajectory, which she probably will, Weeder can continue to give chase, but also land right where she wants to be, in Hades. To bring back Hades. And get rid of a Shadow Cube from Der Verdammte. Aqualad's move, Mooney, he is going to take a shortcut down here. He also remembers the game of Middle-earth Quest and what a hard time Sauron gave to all of them. So he's going to use actually one of these items to make his might temporarily 9, and then he gets to add 1 to that, so that's 10. 10 against Mooney's 7, that's going to give him +2. So he needs a 12 or better. I think he can get it. And he does. And Curly is on the 3rd of his line. It's his, I guess, his grandson, or maybe they're cousins and nephews, or I don't know. But he just got dusted again. He didn't really lose out much, just a position. And then Mooney is going to follow that up with an attempt with Orion. Figures while he's here. And I think he gets it. Yep. He gets the Boggin Special Waff. Special Waff. Special Waff. That's good. That brings him up to, while he's in Der Antervelt, 810 would be his number for dueling. Bing! Half Pint is getting her stone. She just made it home, which means she has what it takes to face the Nameless. I don't think she really has what it takes yet, though. She'd have to be pretty lucky to beat any of the Nameless's incarnations with her her array there. So hopefully for her, she will be able to build up on her way over. It's tough without a lot of quests on the board. Actually, they're all right there, but they don't come back. Red Tomato against the Phoenix again. This time he's going to lose his armor if he loses. And oh no, I didn't see that die because I'm looking through the view screen. I'm trying to look through the view screen so that I keep everything in the view screen. I have a habit of not looking at the view screen, and so then I look back at it and I realize I'm pointed at something else. So I was looking at the view screen. I didn't see that one. He did it. I'm very impressed with him. Nice job. Nice job, Red Tomato. I thought he was going to lose his armor, but he wanted to try. And, you know, it paid off. Tice just went on a little detour to throw a necklace into the lake to get this sword. This sword, I think, is useful against certain incarnations of the Nameless. It also buffs up her her fightiness by 2, which makes her pretty formidable melee, or, you know, decent anyway. I think she's maybe ready to head back and try again up in the Nameless Tower. She also placed this little thing here, which is, I think, is probably going to be another warm-up fight for her. And Weeder is going to head up to Hades, but then she is not going to finish the quest. She's not letting Hades off the Weeder train. She realizes that if she does so, that frees Scoots up to continue against Der Verdammte. And really, if she lowers the shadow level for Scoots, Scoots has 2 of the 5 special weapons that are useful against Der Verdammte, and, you know, Scoots would still have to chase her down and take it. So she's gonna just wait there and let Scoots come to her, I think. And Mooney has his eyes on Red Tomato's broom, which is actually in Scoots' possession for much of the game. It's part of my own little backstory that it once belonged to Red Tomato, or maybe it didn't belong to Red Tomato. Maybe it was Red Tomato's dad's, or his mom's, better yet, and he just never got it to got along with it. But anyway, he's going to try and see if it will get along with him. He's got to get a 5 or better on 2 dice. Not the best chances. And yep, you failed in picking up the stubborn broomstick. Scoots is really in a pickle. She has Weeder up here, who she would really like to deliver Hades. She has Mooney's Aqualad, which she wasn't really planning on him coming down there. It kind of threw off a lot of what she was planning. Him being there makes her not want to go to Styx, which is where she could go to heal. She could jump over here to Hermes and teleport over. So she's kind of feels like she's at a bit of a standoff, and that's not where she wants to be. She wanted to finish this quick and get out of there. Problem is, she can't just. She feels like it's difficult to abort at this time because 1, she no longer has her broomstick. She can't get it because of Mooney, and 2, a lot of what she has now is tailored for the Der Enterwelt. She has a Der Enterwelt quest, and she has 2 Der Enterwelt weapons. So I think she is going to get away from Weeder so she doesn't get jumped. Being in the position where he couldn't really advance on any of his quests just because those counters have not come out of the bag yet, Red Tomato consulted the mice, and he too knows the secret identity of the Nameless. Weeder is not budging. She is going to spend her turn glaring across the way at Scoots. This turn, Mooney is going to use his special scroll he's had for quite a while. That -2 is 7, so if he gets 7 on 2 dice, he will own the stubborn broomstick. And he got exactly 7, so the stubborn broomstick flies up to his hand and has a new owner. And Half Pint now owns the magical bag of gold. She brought the chestnut cookies to the befuddled healer, who not only gave her a bag of gold, but also healed her, so she got quite a lot out of that visit. Red Tomato's movement has become inhibited more than anyone else by the encroachment of these servants of the Nameless. The reason why is they, I'm pretty sure without exception, only can be attacked with 1 ability. So he excels at being able to attack with 2 different abilities. By ability I mean magic, ranged, or melee. And so he really doesn't want to have to tangle with them at all. For example, one of the things he was thinking about doing is going down to this moray eel. It's kind of in the neighborhood he needs to be in for all of his quests. He's waiting on this forest keeper who shows up here, and then also the king, which he figures if he stays in this neighborhood he can always jump on the teleporter to get back to the king if need be whenever the king shows up. So he feels kind of constrained to this area, needs some things to do. He lost his chestnut cookie quest, and so, you know, moray eel may be it. Though there is this marker down here. He could, I guess, go towards that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't want to deal with this guy. Weeder's fed up. She's drawing a tile. It is Tartarus. That is what everyone has been waiting for. Not everyone, but a lot of people have been waiting for Tartarus. Going right up there. Hopefully she doesn't get any horrible monster. It's a Skatten. That's not going to be a problem. I mean, it'll probably hurt her, but it's not going to cause the Unterwelt to explode or anything. Alright, and she even beat it. That's not bad. I think she gets a cube of some sort. It's kind of dark under here. Yeah, she gets a green cube. Now the question is, does she drop off this creature or not? The fact that she revealed that, that's going to give her, I think, a different sort of time limit. Mooney's Aqualad could want to start catching some monsters and go up there. He's not so afraid of Wieder. Wieder could probably beat him in a duel, but he could take something out of her too, and it's not like he's almost dead yet. I wonder, would it be smart for her to prepare herself for him to come and for a rendezvous with Scoots or not? I think she's going to hold off. And she's threatening to explore again next turn if Scoots doesn't come to her. Mooney heard that threat, so he's heading over here, which isn't a bad place to go anyway. He can't leave, though. He has to take on this Titan first. So we'll do that. And he beat the Titan. He'll pocket it. Titan goes to Tartarus, by the way, so if he does decide not to go, he does have a place he can bring it. On a 1 or a 2, Scoots explores herself. On a 3 or a 4, she's going to back out and get into the overworld. On a 5 or a 6, I think she is going to jump at Mooney. And I don't like to use dice that often when I'm making decisions with the real people cards, but sometimes I can see a lot of different ways that these people could go in these situations. So, you know, part of Scoots wants to take the conservative route and escape. Part of Scoots wants to just kind of thumb her nose at Wieder. None of Scoots wants to charge towards Wieder right now, because that's going to let Wieder initiate the duel, just how the spacing works, and that would never be beneficial. That's, you know, Wider's demand is unreasonable to Scoots, so there's no way she's going to give in to that. She would also like to get her broom back, and she knows that if she attacks Mooney's Aqualad first, she can choose to take this life, I think. Rather than the armor life. Though maybe not. I would have to check on that. Maybe we'll change the numbers. No, I think she would still maybe attack Mooney's Aqualad because she feels like he would want to get out of there too. Maybe on a 6 she'll attack Mooney's Aqualad. On a 2 through a 3, 4, or 5, she'll escape. And a 1 or 2, she's going to explore herself. And she's exploring. And it's Erebus. That's the one she needs. Good placement. She has to move there. Let's see what it is she gets. A Geist. That's not bad. That's not going to trigger any underground explosion. And that also takes the power away from Wieder. Because the Geist is there and Erebus is there. She can deliver this guy to Erebus and Wieder can no longer threaten explosion. Scoots is, excuse me, is still vulnerable, however. So there's that. And she has to take on the Geist. Oh, wow! Actually, the Geist could kill her right now. I wasn't even thinking along those lines. And she has to go with her weakest thing, her least experienced. That's either fightiness or ranged. She's got to go with her fightiness because she happens to have this sense of Thanatos. So 5 or better. That would be a tragedy if she lost right now. And the dice are in her favor. Scoots managed to pull this one off. Whew. And she gets a red cube. She's becoming quite the warrior, our Scoots, isn't she? And a while back, Mooney planted this thief near where the chestnut cookies were. I think he did it for Red Tomato. Red Tomato had the chestnut cookie quest at the time, so he was the only one who could come over and pick up the chestnut cookies. Red Tomato, of course, has to beat it first, though. Not going to be so bad since he has that bow. That gives him a 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, because he has the saber as well. So 7 with 3 dice, that's not bad at all. And he does it. So he's going to get some money, which is actually really useful for Red Tomato right now. Reason why is there's this mystic up there, and that mystic can make it so he doesn't have to just sit and wait for the right thing to come out of the bag. Let's see what he does get out of the bag. Could be... I mean, there's not much left in the bag here. It feels like maybe 10 things. So chances are one of them's got to be something that he needs. It's an orc. And Weeder is going to deliver Arachna to Tartarus. She is going to, however, take after she gets a red cube, she's going to take a treasure rather than a coin this time. Let's see what she gets. Oh, and in fact, she's going to do this. You can pay a gold and wish to be lucky. So she's going to take 3 treasures. Any one of those could cause something bad, but none of them have. Spiegel, I think that lets you fight the Gorgon without the penalty. I don't think she's that interested in that right now. That would give her not a penalty on magic. Then she has Ambrosia. Ambrosia's probably what she wants. And we're going to end it with Mooney's Aqualad. He's taking on Theseus here. Beats him easily. That's going to help him out with his green statistic. It's going to move him up here. And he is going to... He's going to take a coin. He's got a nice array here, so he doesn't want to mess that up. So he sort of got sucked back into the underworld. He was originally, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, I don't think I was too clear about it. He was originally going to, oh, he doesn't get these things yet. Whoops. Sorry. These will be in escrow. He was originally going to just use the Der Antervelt as a shortcut. He was going to go straight across to Styx, landed on Orion, thought he might as well give it a shot to get the bow. Got the bow, and then he started thinking, you know, if he goes back to the overworld, sure, he'll be in Quest City, right? There's all these tasks here. But it's still going to have to wait on the Eremite to appear, and then... You know, then I guess he can go to that ghost. But he's still, that's just to get one victory. If he hangs around down here, he could be the one. He could be the one to beat Der Verdammte. And now that the pressure's off a little bit, it's worth it to him to stay. He kind of got, you know, he was happy to leave and be into the sun and found his way. But I think now maybe he's found himself inadvertently, in a way, just kind of through reaction and maybe habit, back home, where, you know, he can either prove himself or fail again. So it's going to be a race down here. Definitely an interesting situation. Like it has been all along, there's been a series of interesting situations in Der Antervelt. We have Scoots, who was our clear front runner, clear leader, and she still has so much power, really. I mean, even though she no longer has the broom, and she no longer has her lightning spell, she's sitting on 5 dice with a 9 effective ability with der Goldener Stab, amplifying her magic might. And she still has the signet ring, and she still has the anti-dragon weapon. You know, it's really just a matter of time for her, but she got tied up in this mess down here. She was hoping to just clear it out fast, jump up above, take out the dragon or the nameless before anyone had a chance to really do anything. She figured, you know, the fight for Der Verdammte would be a quick one, but she didn't it didn't actually end up that way. Too many people got involved, and I think it complicated it. Weeder is doing what she's always done the whole game. She's going after her what she feels is maybe her one chance, her one shot, the thing she's good at. And I think she's also maybe a little shy. She's prides herself on her beauty in the real world, and so here she is as this hideous orc. And I think she's worried that people, if she were to go into the light of the sun, would maybe see her as she is. So here we have Red Tomato. He's got some money again. That's going to open things up if he can make the Mystic work. It's still going to be hard. He's got to get under 3 on 4 dice. So I don't know, that's maybe a long shot, but at least it gives him something to do while he's waiting. Half Pint and the little girl, they're moving slowly, but you know, they could be the tortoise at this point. All she has to do is feel confident, really, because she has that Pegasus. All she has to do is feel confident and be right about her confidence. Have her confidence, you know, be based on something solid, and she could jump on over there at any time and take on the Nameless. So, you know, that's kind of that's where she is. And Curly, he's kind of lost his, I don't know, he doesn't really have anyone to muck with right now. He's just he's traveling. He's heading down to this pile of tasks. Figures maybe he could at least better himself. I think he's just kind of having fun with it now. And then here we have Fries and Tyson. They both are in very promising positions. Fries just needs to head to Hildebrand here, and then he's finished his anti-dragon quest. I don't think he's going to waste any time messing around. He's going to go straight up to the dragon after that, and he's got the strength. That could actually be what stops Half Pint from winning. If he goes there, she's going to lose her champion status. But then we also have Tice here. Tice is healed up at the fountain. She still has this wonderful amulet that lets her go over hidden paths. She's got a super movement. So she's going to be at the Nameless in no time. Her stats are much better. She still doesn't have a super weapon in her main stat, but she's got fair stats. And with her high health, she may have a chance of defeating it, even though she doesn't have the overwhelming strength of, I guess, Scoots. Scoots is really the only one with overwhelming strength in a non-dual capacity. Fries has a lot of cubes, but really he's still got a 7, so he's, you know, a little bit better than her.